What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division 2 vendor reset video for the 9th of June 2026. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Join the Discord. Let's get straight into it, starting off with the base of operations. We've got a burnout. If you want it, it's not a great gun, unfortunately, so I would probably pass. Everything else in here though looks kind of mid. Let's move on. At the clan vendor, we've got a cherished, which could be crit chance, crit damage, as long as you're happy to keep the armored core, but that's a little bit rough because of the headshot damage on the set. We've got a hot shot set of gloves, Aegis backpack, ongoing directive mask. Actually pretty good. Not a lot of optimization needed for that one whatsoever. I like glue. I do like perfect brazen. It is pretty good. An ACRE with damage to target out of cover, meaning you can put whatever talent you want on it. So that actually might be a pretty good pickup, especially if you're newer to the game. Everything else though is not the greatest, so let's move on. We'll cover this entire area, but just to let you know, every day on my socials, as early as possible, I post all of the escalation targeted loot, so be sure to check me out if you don't want to pick it up from the live notifications in my Discord. The shop today has prototype holsters and assault rifles, so maybe some good things to come out of that. This week we've got the Art Museum, Capitol Building, Jefferson Plaza, Lincoln Memorial is finally here, and Federal Emergency Bunker. That is pretty hot. We've got Fenris rifles, Jefferson, Lincoln Memorial with FI again. FI was only on 2 days ago, and then Virtuoso in Federal Emergency Bunker. Countdown vendor has got a goalie with perfect pressure point. Not very good Picaro's holster unless you want to keep the armor and roll off the explosive damage. And we've got the TDI card custom here as well with sledgehammer on. Let's move on. All right, so at the theater vendor, we've got a boomstick that already has backup damage to target out of cover, although it's not really a gun that I would use too much, to be perfectly honest, if ever. We've got some Royal Works knees, but unfortunately got really low headshot damage on, so probably not something that we're going to pick up. The mods are meh. Let's move on. Down at the castle, we've got the new-ish marksman rifle, but unfortunately perfect soft spot is not great, especially with it being so slow at firing. A G28, no good. Petrov all blue, not good either. No, the mods are mid. Let's move on. All right, so over at the campus, we've got a quiet raw that already comes with crit chance. I mean, if you like perfectly overwhelmed, I don't, but that might be a pickup for you. An MG5 with damage to armor, meaning you just change the talent to whatever you want, although I would prefer crit chance on there if it was me. We've got a good electric holster with status effects already on, meaning you can re-roll the explosive resistance to whatever you like. Everything else though is not great. Let's move on. DZ's the last one before these vendors hopefully get a really good revamp next week. We've got a Harmony with perfectly in sync, not terribly rolled, but I would probably use my DZ credits elsewhere or save them up until next season. We've got some Heartbreaker gloves, Aegis knees. We have got, so if they would have been skill damage and skill haste, they would have been a really good pickup, but we have got better nowadays. But yeah, they would have been a bit of a unicorn pickup. Some unit alloys knees that you can get anywhere. I wouldn't bother with them. The mods are trash. Let's move on. All right, so DZ East has got a claws out. Now this is a pretty rare find, but unfortunately it's got explosive resistance on, meaning you would have to keep the skill tier, so I would probably pass on this one. A G28 with damage target out of cover, but again, just not worth spending your DZ credits on, especially when you can't go in there at the moment because it does affect stretch goals. Striker's mask, hot shot holster, A Royal Works mask. This is the kind of vendor we want, one we can just purchase for regular money. A Walker Harris holster and some trash mods. Let's move on. Alright, so DZ South has got a grudge with damage target out of cover, and I'd normally tell you to buy this. It's a pretty good gun, but just don't waste your DZ credits on it. Pick it up somewhere else. A D50 with damage target out of cover. I remember the days of that with Determined. Negotiator's backpack, concentrated company, chest piece. There's nothing terribly good here. Let's move on. Just to make it perfectly clear, with the DZ vendors, I would only really advise to ever pick anything up if it's an absolute beast or it's an absolute unicorn of a drop, because you can just get everything elsewhere, and DZ credits are pretty valuable, especially with the upcoming changes that we saw in the PTS. Let's have a look here at Brooklyn at the bridge. Have we got anything good? I mean, this police 686 Magnum put headshot damage or damage target out of cover here, and that's actually a pretty good determined pistol if you want to have a laugh with that determined build. Everything else though kind of average. Let's move on. At the Haven vendor, we've got an MK16 with damage target out of cover. It's just a shame that this gun's not very good anymore. It certainly isn't the gun that it used to be. Scrolling through here, we've actually got a good Grupo piece. So if you're doing an explosive build, this piece is actually pretty good. Skill haste, skill damage. You could change the core attribute to a skill tier, and this is a pretty unicorn piece that we used to farm for back in the day for if you were running an explosive build. I would probably pick this up and just favorite it, put it in your stash for the day that you might actually need it. In fact, I'm actually going to pick it up. If I've actually got it here very quickly, I'll show you. There you go. You can see here, I've already got one actually already here in my explosive build that you can see that I'm running right here. Let's just favorite that so we don't lose it, even though I have already got one. It might come in for if I have our expertise, but yeah, you can see here, skill haste, skill damage, 2-piece for 20% explosive damage is absolutely worth it. So that's a great piece to pick up. Probably the best piece we have had in such a long time. With all that said though, we're looking for Roy to save us. Come on, Roy. A good P416 with damage target out of cover. It's just a shame that that gun is not what it used to be. I mean, if you're doing some kind of pistol build and not using the punch drunk for some reason, that holster may be good, but I would not recommend. That's it. So that's going to be it. We got one good piece this week, but don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.